Okay, hello. I'm here to present the second game in a series of games which we are making for African Chess Lounge. And the idea with these videos is to start making a collection of videos of African games, African players playing in local tournaments, and just see what standard of play our game has been rising to. And sort of provide like a database of videos where we can give people to see how locally our game is developing and perhaps learn from it. Okay, so this game I'm going to show you is a game of mine against Cruywagen, and I'm just using mine games as a pilot right now until we collect a larger database of games which we can work on. Okay, so this is from the first round of the Steinitz Open. No, rather second round. It's quite strange, I had to meet Cruywagen in the second round. He's quite a strong player. I think his rating is around 1800. Okay, so he went d4. He was white. I went d5, Queen's Gambit, inviting rather the Queen's Gambit, c4, e6, knight c3, bishop e7. The idea behind this move is to try and avoid the line from the Queen's Gambit exchange, which comes after, say for instance, knight f6, bishop g5, bishop e7, e3, h6, bishop h4, short castling, cd5, cd5, bishop d3, knight bd7, the knight coming via e2, and with the idea of f3 and e4. This line is very dangerous and does not offer much counterplay for black, and usually players avoid playing it by playing bishop e7 on their third move. Now, as you can see, white can't play bishop g5 anymore, as there is eating nothing. The knight is not yet developed, and there's a bishop actually protecting the square. So if white wants to play the exchange, you play cd5 here, ed5, okay, bishop f4, knight f6. I was prepared for this line. In c2. Okay, now I was using a bit of time here because there's a few things to consider, like which side will white castle, how will he aim to develop his knight, and so on. So I was just making moves which are general to both setups, with the castle's queen side or king side, just waiting to see what his plan was. So knight bd7, h3, rook e8, knight f3. Okay, so we know how he's going to develop the knight. Okay, the idea behind this move is to free up the f6 knight, because as you can see now, that the knight on f8 is covering h7. I might consider bringing my knight to d7 or e4 with a series of exchanges on e4. Not really, actually. In this line, I can't bring it to e4. Most likely knight d7. Okay, so here he plays knight e5. Okay, I'd never seen this before. I know it exists, but I'd never really taken it seriously. A game I actually recently saw was one between Anand and Kapov, and in that game, Kapov played short, Anand played short castling, with the idea of playing the minority attack, and Kapov, I think, mixed up a few things here, and Anand did nice game, which he won, through this minority attack. Anyway, you can't play the Queen's Gambit if you're not prepared for this, to play the exchange, particularly the minority attack as black. So Anyway, knight e5. The idea behind this move, I think, or what he's trying to accomplish, is a grab on e5, obviously, and so more pieces on my king side. There's nothing really much to fear about this. The trick with majority of these openings is you should not panic and play solid moves, and usually if it's incorrect it will show in the long run. Okay, bishop e6. Okay, like I said, I wasn't thoroughly prepared for this knight e5. Bishop e6 here, like I was already on my own. Seems like a solid move. Extra covers f7. Prepares, opens up, connects the rooks. I didn't like the idea of putting my bishop on d7. Because in some lines I think white can exchange knight for bishop with advantage, the bishop coming to f5 and so on. I didn't want that, so I played bishop e6. Yeah, okay, long castling. Okay, so this is actually the new move in this position. Knight e5 had been played before in a couple of games, lower rated players, and the actual main continuation, which is common here, is short castling instead of long castling. And there was a game I think played in 2009, again Cruywagen-Salimu, where black continued knight on 6 to d7, white brought in the rook on a to d1, f6, and having a superior minor piece in this position, white won. Anyway, we didn't see this in our game, so long castling. Here I decided I had a bit of pressure on my king side. I decided to exchange a few minor pieces if I could, to even up the pressure and start my queen side play. Okay, without the annoying knight on b5, I can safely start my play on the queen side without any extra preparations. So I played g4. This is something which gets highlighted. The move knight f6 d7 had an extra point that now this pawn just strikes into thin air. Okay, a bit primitive, but definitely human. I have to start something on the queen side.